right, section 7.2, solving multi-step equations. Problem number 1. So we're going to follow the same steps we learned in 1 and 2 step equations. The first thing we're going to look at is, do you have any parentheses? No. So the second thing is you're going to combine your like terms. So combine your like terms. So you have 8x and 3x that are like terms. You need to put them together. So 8x minus 3x would be 5x. And then you're going to carry down the minus 10 equals 20. Okay, so then we would solve it like a 2-step equation now. So we're going to add 10 to both sides. So 5x equals 30. And then what would be our next step? Divide both sides by 5. So x equals 6. Okay, number 2 looks a little bit different because we have parentheses there. So we have to take care of those first. So what do the parentheses tell us to do?
Add x to 6.
Well, we distribute. So we're going to have to distribute this 2 to the parentheses. So the 7x, we're not really going to do anything with it first. So I'm just going to carry that down. And then distribute means multiply. So I'm going to multiply the 2 times the parentheses. So 2 times x will be plus 2x, and 2 times 6 would be plus 12 equals 39. Okay, so then I need to combine my like terms. So 7x plus 2x would be 9x. Plus 12 equals 39. And then it's a 2-step equation from there. So we subtract 12. So 9x equals 27. Divide by 9. So x equals 3. Okay, I want you guys to pause your video and try number 3. Okay, so for number 3, I would distribute the 3. So I'm going to carry down the 2w and distribute the 3. So I'm going to have plus 3w plus 12 equals 27. So then I need to combine like terms. So I would have 5w plus 12 equals 27. And then I need to subtract 12. So 5w equals 15. And then I'm dividing both sides by 5. So w equals 3. Okay, so number 4 is a little bit different because we have to distribute a negative number. So I'm going to carry down this 6x, but instead of distributing a 2, I have to distribute a negative 2 because there's a negative in front of that. So negative 2 times x would be negative 2x, and then negative 2 times negative 5 would be a positive 10 equals 46. So then I need to combine like terms. So 6x minus 2x would be 4x plus 10 equals 46. And then I have a 2-step equation. So subtract 10. So 4x equals 36. And divide by 4. So x would equal 9.
I got both of them. I got, for 3, I got 4, and for 4, I got 2.75.
Did you distribute a negative 2? Did you distribute a negative 2 up here?
I did 2x, and I get 10.
Because you have to have negative 2 times negative 5, which is positive
You
10.
multiply those?
Mhm.
Add it.
No, you're multiplying. Whenever you distribute, you have to multiply.
That's
What you did wrong.
Yeah, because I did that on 3 too. I added.
You gotta multiply both times. Okay, on number 5, looks a little different. We have a fraction in front. So you have a couple choices here. You can distribute your fraction, which would create more fractions, or you can divide out your fractions, which is easier. And how do you divide a fraction? What's that? You multiply by the reciprocal. You keep change flip. So, 3 halves, you would flip it and multiply. So we're gonna multiply both sides by 2/3. And this right here would get you 1, like 2 times 3 is 6, over 3 times 2 is 6, and that would equal 1. So all I'm gonna have left is 3x plus 5. And on the right, I need to take negative 24 times 2/3. Which would get you what? Okay. And then I have a 2-step equation. So my next step is to subtract 5. So 3x equals negative 21. And then what do we do? Divide both sides by 3. So x equals negative 7.
I'm not that, but I did it.
Yeah, I did it in a different way.
That's okay. There's more than one way to do it.
Okay.
Okay.
No, I did it right.
So number 6, I would start out by doing the same exact thing. I would multiply by my reciprocal. If you want to go ahead and multiply everything by 3/4, you can do it that way. So I would multiply everything times 4/3. So then I would have z minus 6 equals 16. And then now I just have a 1-step equation. So I'm adding 6 to both sides. So z equals 22. Okay, I want you guys to try number 7 really quickly. Number 7. You want to multiply everything by the reciprocal.
Yeah, 2 plus.
So, 2 1 5, right? They're just looking at the 5 over 2. So when you multiply those, you just equal 1. Right? It is the same fraction. So big thing.
1 to
1 like 10 minus 1.
I do 1 plus 3 times. And then do 10. Okay, so if I flip this and multiply, so times 5 halves on both sides. So I have 3r. Hey guys, we're on video. So I have 3r plus 4 equals 25. And then subtract 4. So 3r equals 21. Divide by 3. So r would equal 7. Okay, number 8 is a little different because we have a negative fraction in front. I like to keep my negative. You either have to choose the numerator or the denominator to put it with. Because if you put it with both of them, then you would create a positive number. So I'm going to just keep my negative with my numerator. So I'm going to multiply by a negative 5 over 4 on both sides. So then I would have 4a minus 1 equals negative 35. Okay, so then my next step would be to do what?
Add 1.
Add 1. So 4a equals
34.
negative 34.
3.
You're gonna get a decimal or a fraction. Negative 8.5. Okay, the next two look totally different. So number 9, everything is a fraction. But what is the common denominator? 4. So the good news is if you multiply everything by the common denominator, you are generally going to get rid of all of your fractions. So if you think about this, if you have a fraction with a denominator of 4, like 1/4, and you take it times 4 over 1, which would be the same as 4, you're gonna end up, you multiply straight across, so you're gonna end up with 4 over 4, which gives you what? 1. So everything here is going to end up, if you take everything here times 4, all you're gonna end up with is what's in the numerator. So like you can try it in your calculator if you'd like, but 3/4, if you take 3/4 times 4, you're just gonna end up with 3. So 3x would be what you end up with. So you're taking everything times 4. So then here you'd end up with plus 1 minus x equals 5. So then we need to combine our like terms.
Thanks.
So 3x minus x would be 2x. We still have plus 1 equals 5. Okay, so then we need to subtract 1. So 2x equals 4. Okay, so if you look at number 10, we have the same thing going on. So our denominators are 6 and 12. So out of the two, what's the common denominator? So you can't have a common denominator that's smaller than one of your denominators. So 12 has to be our denominator. Before I start multiplying, let's convert this to an improper fraction. So what is negative 2 and 1/6? Okay, so this would actually be negative 13 over 6 would be what that equals. So I'm gonna take everything times 12. So 5 over 6 times 12. What does that equal? 10, so 10n plus, and then 11 12 times 12 would just be 11 plus, and this is like a 1n over 6, so 1/6 times 12 would be 2, so 2n, and then negative 13 over 6 times 12.
-22.
Okay? And then we need to combine like terms.
12n plus 11.
So 12n plus 11 equals negative 26. And then we would subtract 11. So 12n equals negative 37. And divide by 12. So n equals negative
3.08.
Okay. All right, so that very last problem is a word problem. All right, so on the first day of vacation, Carly rode her motorcycle M miles in 4 hours. On the second day, she rode twice as far in 7 hours. If her average speed for 2 days was 62.8, how far did she ride on the first day? First of all, how do you calculate speed? Anybody know? I feel like you know this. So the formula that I have memorized is this. So distance equals rate times time. So rate is another word for speed. So distance divided by time has to equal your rate. So she rode her motorcycle M miles in 4 hours. So that would be her first day's speed, right? And then on the second day, she rode twice as far. So she rode M on the first day. So what'd she ride on the second day? M2 or 2M in 7 hours. So that's her speed for the second day. If her average speed was 62.8, so how would you calculate the average of 2 items?
You add them together.
Add them together and divide by 2, right? So I'm gonna add them together and divide by 2. And her average speed was 62.8 miles per hour. So we need to find how far she rode on the first day, which would be M. Okay, so this is one big fraction on the left-hand side. How would I get rid of that divided by 2? Multiply by 2. So I'm gonna multiply both sides by 2. So then I'm going to be left with M over 4 plus 2M over 7 equals what? Okay. So then this is the same as having like 1/4 M. So I'm gonna rewrite this. So I'm gonna make it 1/4 M plus 2/7 M equals 125.6. Okay, so those are like terms. So I just need to add 1/4 plus 2/7. Anybody get it? 1/4 plus 2/7? You can use your calculator.
15/28.
15 over 28. So 15 over 28 M equals 125.6. And then what would I do next?
Times 20.
Okay, multiply by your reciprocal. So multiply both sides by 28 over 15. So then M equals I got 234.45. Okay. So that's how far she ran, how far she rode on the first day. That is a lot. Okay, this is your assignment, and I wanna point something out to you. I expect to see, your work shown, or you will not receive or you will not get full credit. So I expect to see your work shown, or you will not receive full credit.